Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Brittany and I love to read, and you are going to tell in this video how much I love to read. It's actually sickening. But thank you so much for clicking on today's video, whether you are new or not. Thank you for being here. I'm literally just going to jump right in and let you guys know what we are doing today. As you can tell by the title, we are tier ranking every single book that I have read this year, or I'm sorry, last year, because I'm actually uploading this in 2026. So happy new year everybody. I hope you had an amazing new year so far. I hope you guys did something fun or just chilled. I honestly just chilled. I was asleep by 10:30. I'm pretty sure. I did not watch a ball drop. I was watching a movie and then I passed out. The amount that I did read this year is either 170 or 171. I'm not really sure because I use two different book tracking apps. I use Goodreads and Fable because I like them both for different reasons. I like Fable a lot, but I just like Goodreads because I like posting like my updates as I go, like with quotes and stuff. And then I also just have a lot of friends on there, so I just kind of stick like with it. And then I use Fable for my book club and the aesthetics and my stats and everything. And when I have all of my pictures that you will be seeing of the book covers on the tier ranking thing, I think it said 171, so I think I read 171, but Fable says 170, so I'm not sure. It's really not that big of a deal because regardless, it is a disgustingly feral, insane amount. I completely understand that, and I know that somebody probably is like rolling their eyes because every year we have to have this conversation. So I'm just gonna get this quick little disclaimer out there now, and I know that not everybody needs this disclaimer, but for somebody that feels like they need it, yes, I did read probably 170 plus books last year. And yes, I did read every single book. I did not skim it. I did not skip through it. I did read every single book. Some of them I will say are DNFs, and I did count them if I got over 50% of the book. Just because I did read 50% of the book, like I want it to count towards something. I don't know if I'm going to continue that this year or not, but regardless, like I did read a lot of books. I read in my free time. That is what I do. That is why I make book content, because I enjoy reading, you know what I mean? Up until recently, I didn't really have any other hobbies. The last half of 2025, I started expanding more and getting new hobbies and doing other things. But the first half, like February, March, April, sometime around there, I remember I read like 20 plus books consecutively for a couple months straight, I'm pretty sure. So it's really not that far out there for an avid reader to read that amount of books. And I don't know why we have to have these conversations every single year of people being like, that is impossible for somebody to read over 100 books a year, because it's really not. Like, it's really not. Especially for someone who loves reading and makes content for it. And like, I say this every time, but like nobody would bat an eye if somebody said that they watched like a new show that had 8 seasons all in 1 week. Nobody would even question it, that somebody sat there and like binged all of that or spent 12 hours on a video game. Like, I don't know, maybe people are questioning that, but I never see that conversation. So anyways, I just had to get that out there, that I did 100% read these books, and like, I don't know. But with that being said, if you guys haven't seen my last video, my goals and everything, I'm going to be doing more intentional reading this year, where I'm going to be trying to focus more on quality over quantity. Because I did towards the end kind of just start chasing the numbers. I will be the first to admit that, because once I got to like 120 or something, I was like, oh, let's just see how far we can go at this point. And I was just kind of like reading books to read them. Not necessarily a book that I was excited about or thought was going to be amazing. I would just like see a book recommended on my Kindle and then I would like read it or whatever. So anyways, let's go over my stats. I will be using Fable for this. I don't know how accurate these are, like I said, because I do use two different apps and sometimes I forget to update things or vice versa. And also, I noticed this last time I was going to go over my stats for something. There's like a section where it talks about like your genres, like the genre breakdown, I believe, or something like that, and it feels like the numbers don't add up. I think it was for my mid-year book tag. The numbers like weren't adding up to what it said the books I read were, so I was just like really confused and left that part out. But I'm wondering if maybe if it's like a romance fantasy type thing, if it counts as like two genres, and maybe that's how Fable does it. I don't know. Anyways, my best reading streak was 101 days. My average rating is 3.8 stars, and my goal was 125. According to Fable, I finished 170, but I think I actually did 171, like I said, because I have 171 pictures on my like computer, unless I saved something twice. That could also be very possible. So my top genres are romance, which was 111 books, fantasy, which was 58 books, young adult 35 books, thrillers 18 books, and sci-fi 13 books. See, I don't think that adds up to 170. Yeah, that adds up to 235, so it must be counting like multiple genres, which I mean that does make sense too. And some of my top authors were Rena Kent, I read 5 books, Frederick Bachman 3 books, Michael Crichton 3 books, Rebecca Yarros 3 books, because I did reread Fourth Wing and Iron Flame before the third one came out. St. Abbey 3 books, Sarah J Maas 3 books, and Stephanie Garber 3 books, and then the rest were either 2 books or less. We're going to jump on over to the computer. We're going to go over my tier ranking, how I have it separated, and then we're just going to jump right in. I think we should also grab a drink because I can already feel my throat is getting like dry. I have water obviously, but I think we need like a fun little bev as well. I'll meet you over there. Go ahead and grab a drink for yourself, grab a snack because we are gonna be here a while. I have 170-ish books to talk about, so yeah, grab a snack, guys. First order of business, Coca-Cola Creamy Vanilla. Nice, crisp. All right, let's go ahead and drink ourselves and go over the tiers. So the first tier that I have is This Altered My Brain Chemistry. That is my Roman Empire, my God tier, my 6-star reads that like will just probably live rent-free in my head. Then I have Emotional 5-star or a 5-star that just isn't God tier. So a book that like is a 5-star because something happened, it just like made me feel a certain way, or I just like got so wrapped up in the book, and it might not be like objectively that good of a book, but to me it's still a 5-star, but it isn't like a God tier book, you know what I mean? Then I have She Ate, I Fear. So this was so close. This was like almost a 5-star. Like something was missing, but like she was great. Like she was so close. Solid, no lasting impact here. This is, you know, here for a good time, not a long time. It's just, you know, my books that were mid, probably like my 3 stars, or like I wanted them to be absolutely amazing, but they just didn't quite hit the mark. Then I have This Was a Choice. I don't entirely hate the book. Like maybe I can see why people like it or something, but also I didn't really care for it. So like this was a choice, you know? I don't know. Then I have Trees Died for this. I just did not like that book. Trees died for it. I wish I was illiterate, you know? And then I don't remember a single thing about this book because I unfortunately have a lot of books like that, unless it's like a book that I loved with everything or I hated so much that it lives rent-free in my head. There are some books that I'm like, I don't remember a single thing that happened in this book, or like I remember the key points and that's kind of it. Also, one more thing I will say before we do get started, none of this is based off my actual ratings because and that's why I always like tell people, like, don't necessarily go off of my ratings, besides the fact that we're all like individual and we, you know, view books differently and everything. A 5-star for me might be a 2-star for you, but my ratings also do like change. Like I'll rate a book, I can think of a perfect example right now that I rated the book, I think like a 3-star, but like I just don't like this book at all anymore, and every time I think of this book I just like I don't like it. It just doesn't leave like a positive taste in my mouth, and I probably would have rated it like 1 star or maybe 2 stars at this point. So things like that, or like I have books that I rated 3 stars and like I think about them more and I'm like, dang, maybe that could have been like a 4 or 5-star. Not a 5-star, because I guess like 5-star really is a feeling, but like it probably, you know, like Project Hail Mary is actually a good example. I don't remember what I rated that. I feel like I did like a 3.5 or 3.75, but I haven't been able to stop thinking about that book ever since I read it. So I'm like, maybe I should have made it a 4-star or something. You know what I mean? Like, so none of this is based off my actual ratings. It's how I think about this book now in 2026. When I think of this book, these are the thoughts that come in my head. Let's just go ahead and jump right in. So the first book that we have is A Fate in Flames, I believe, by N.D. Osmond. This was a book that I was sent. I think it was enjoyable. I think I'm going to put it in solid, but it has like no lasting impact. Ooh, I wanted them to be like rectangles or whatever instead of squares, but I'm afraid if I change it, is it gonna like delete all my pictures? Oh gosh, do we just like take the chance? I'm scared. Oh, thank God. Okay, that scared me. It was good. I did like enjoy it for what it was, but I wouldn't say it was anything like super groundbreaking. I'm gonna change that. Sorry, that was driving me crazy. A Man Called Uva. Ooh, I'm gonna say emotional 5 stars. It definitely isn't like super god tier or anything, but it is really good, and I had a really good time with it. It was a good emotional book. It was a good journey. It was really good. I actually really like that book. I actually read that very recently. A Touch of Darkness. I can't remember entirely how I feel about this book. I remember like it wasn't like my favorite Hades Persephone retelling, but it was also only the first book. I'm pretty sure there's so many books in the series, and I just like haven't had the inkling to continue the series because I'm pretty sure it follows all of Hades and Persephone the entire time. And I like ones that kind of are more interconnected, like the Dark Olympus series by Katie Roberts, where each book is like following different like Greek gods or whatever. So, but I don't think I hated it to the point where like trees died for this. I think I'm gonna put it under, honestly, I'll put it under solid, no lasting impact, because like I didn't hate it. Like I think in the moment, like it was still a fun time. It just like wasn't anything groundbreaking. Anathema. Do I want that under 5 star that isn't a god tier, or did it alter my brain chemistry? Because I remember being obsessed with it, and every time I think of it, I do love it. But I don't know. Can we go back to that one? We'll go back to that one. Let's do Anchored. I guess solid, no lasting impact. That's probably going to be majority where I put most of my books, honestly. Because a lot of books I read, they were fine. Like they were 3.5 stars. Like they were good. I would still recommend them to people, but they aren't anything that's going to like stay in my head forever. Ooh, Annihilation. Solid. Alright, let's get another category here. Like, let's pick something else. Autumn of the Grimoire. Ooh, I loved that one. I think I'm gonna put that under She Ate, I Fear, because that was such a good book. I cannot wait to continue that series. I don't remember if I rated it at 5 stars. I know that doesn't really matter because I just said it's not based off my ratings, but I wouldn't say that it's like a 5 star like for that category, but definitely like She Ate, I Fear for sure. Better Than the Movies. I think I'm gonna put She Ate, I Fear. I think that was such a cute book. Oh my god, that was so good. It was just like such a classic rom-com, which I think was the vibes that it was going for, and it had like quotes from different rom-coms, and it was so freaking cute. Blood of Hercules. This is actually the book that I was talking about that I rated I think 3 stars, and now I'm just like, is it bad if I put it under Trees Died for this? Or should I put it under This Was a Choice? Like, Trees Died for This feels so mean for that book because, like, a lot of people love it. But for some reason, I just couldn't. And, like, I've said this probably multiple times when I've talked about this book. Like, I can see why people like it. It had a lot of potential. And after she got to the academy, like, it did get better. But there was just a couple things about it that I just, like, could not get into. Like, the writing style, the female main character, her little friend thing. Like, I'm sorry. Oh, my God. I'm gonna do it. Trees Died for This. I'm sorry. None of this is personal. If for some reason somebody, like, that's their god tier book, I promise it's okay that I didn't like it. It's okay. Or if, like, any authors are seeing this, which they're not because I have, like, 5 people that watch my videos. But, like, it's okay. It's just an opinion. It's okay, I promise. I promise. Blue Sisters. I don't remember a single thing about this book. Honestly, I got it because I thought the cover was like really cool and I kept seeing it all over my feed on Instagram. But it just really wasn't, I don't know. I remember being kind of like disappointed by it, I think. I don't know. I don't remember a single thing. I think Anathema we're going to put here, honestly, in 5 stars that isn't god tier because I do remember loving it, and every time I do think of it, I love it, and I love Carrie Lake, so I think that's where we're going to put it. If for some reason I feel further on that it altered my brain chemistry, then we will move her up, but I feel like there's only certain books that are like reserved for that section. Like, I don't think I would be hesitating or questioning it if it belonged in that section, you know? Boys with Sharp Teeth. I'm gonna say solid, no lasting impact. Here for a good time, not a long time. Caught Up. Trees died for this. I'm sorry. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. This was such an anticipated release for me. It didn't do it. I DNF'd it like not even that far into it. I just couldn't get into it. I didn't find the female main character likable. I didn't like the writing style compared to the first one. I honestly, go watch my lowest rated books of 2025 or whatever I titled it. I'll link it in the description. All of the ones that like this was a choice probably and trees died for this, I really go into detail as to why I didn't necessarily like those books. So that way, because I don't want this video to be 7 hours long over explaining everything when I just explained it in a video like a week ago. So Chokehold by Lee Rivers and someone else, I can't remember who. This was a choice. This was definitely a choice. It had potential. It started off great and then we just went pew. Collided by Lauren Asher. I think she ate I Fear. I really did like that one. I love a good bucket list trope. I think they're so fun. I would love to find more books with like a bucket list trope. I've only read that one and one of the, I think it was the Cinnamon Bun Bookshop or something like that. It was one of the oh my god, wow. It was one of the Dream Harbor series books, I'm pretty sure. Compulsion. This was another book gifted to me. It's a dark romance. It was a good time. I will definitely say it was a good time, but I think it's solid. It's just like a nice little like mid moment. I did enjoy it though. It was a stalker romance and he like broke into her house and learned, like snooped and like found her favorite things and then he used that to like win her over. I thought a little creative. The Crimson Moth, honestly, I think the Crimson Moth might go in Altered My Brain Chemistry. I don't know. I remember really loving that, and whenever I think about that book, I love it. And whenever people are asking for like a good fantasy book that's more like YA, just like not anything super intricate with world building, magic systems, etc. Like I feel like it's a really good intro to fantasy because it is YA. It's very digestible. It's witch hunter, like vigilante, like it's so good. Actually, I love it. Yeah, clearly it altered my brain chemistry. Beartown, I'm gonna say emotional 5 stars. I think originally it was God tier, but the more I think about it, I don't know if I would necessarily keep it in God tier. I remember it being good, but I don't think it necessarily fits the God tier vibes because like I don't get that feeling whenever I think about it, but I do get like a oh my god, that was so good 5 star. Cross the Line. I remember thinking that this was going to be amazing and it was more of like a letdown, but it was still enjoyable. So I will say I think solid, mid. Crown of Midnight, I think we're gonna put that in a 5 star, but it isn't God tier. But I do remember really enjoying that. Daughters of Shadows and Ash, same thing, mid, I would say. In Encore of Roses, I don't remember a single thing about this book. I don't remember anything about it. I know it was something to do with the Dowry of Blood, but I don't remember anything about it. Dowry of Blood, solid but no lasting impact. Exiles, oh my god, this was so good. She Ate I Fear. This was an arc I read it in my sci-fi video, and I remember like being disappointed by a lot of books in that video, and that one was so good. It's like 200, around the 200 page range. It's shorter, super enjoyable. Blood of My Monster, I actually low-key think I rated that a 5 star because I loved it. I love Sasha and Kirill so much. For some reason, I thought I read that in 2024. Apparently, I read it in 2025. That's my favorite thing when I do these videos. I'm always like, wow, I thought I read that book years ago, and the whole time it's like all been in the same year. I just think that's so crazy. Fourth Wing, this was a reread. Obviously, we're gonna put, actually, you know what? We're gonna put Fourth Wing in This Altered My Brain Chemistry, because honestly, the first book is so good. Absolutely, it altered my brain chemistry. I loved it. So I did reread it because obviously for Onyx, I wanted to like reread it, refresh my mind, come up with theories, etc. Forgive Me, Father. I don't remember a single thing about this book. Oh, the Gingerbread Bakery. Okay, I enjoy this one so much. I think that's going under She Ate, I fear, because I've been waiting for Annie and Mac's story for so long. And I actually had a whole reading vlog where I was reading that, Good Spirits, and another Christmas book. And I just ended up taking too long on it. And like, it was Christmas time and I was still like reading one of the books. And I was like, you know what? We're just gonna scrap the vlog and just, like, this was when I was experiencing major burnout. Again, if you saw my last video, I kind of talked about it, but I just started going through like major burnout with reading and then filming on top of it and just like all of that. So I just kind of like took a break and I was like, don't even stress yourself over this video, over Bookmas, any of that. And yeah, then the whole first week, well, I don't want to say the whole first week. I'm filming this January 4th. It's probably gonna go up next week sometime, but I just wanted to take like time away from everything and just like, you know, get out of this burnout. So anyways, A Fragile Enchantment. I don't remember a single thing about this book. Ghost Eaters, I think I'm gonna say solid. Sorry if I'm like going a little too fast. As you can see, we have a lot of books. A lot of books. So some of them I'm like, I don't need to go into details. Good Spirits, She Ate, I Fear. That was so cute. That's probably one of my favorite holiday books so far that I've read up to this date. Like, I think it was so good. It was such a unique concept. I loved the characters. I loved the romance. I loved the plot. I like B.K. Borison's writing. I loved it. I thought it was so cute. House of Sky and Breath. I think I'm gonna say She Ate, I Fear, because I didn't get the 5-star feeling that I did get when I read the first Crescent City. I loved the first Crescent City so bad. Actually, is it on here? Did I read that this year? Or did I read that? I keep saying this year. You guys know what I mean when I say this year. Oh, maybe, did I read it in 2025 or did I read it in 2024? Why did I thought I read it? That was not English. What the heck? Okay, I read it in 2024. Anyways, that was like a God Tier Roman Empire, whatever. Loved the first one. The second one, I just didn't get that same feeling. I enjoyed it. She ate for sure, but it wasn't a 5-star. Hazelthorn. Ooh. Honestly, low-key, I feel like that altered my brain chemistry because I thought it was so unique and I enjoyed it so much. And like, for some reason, I just keep thinking about that book. That's another one that I'll probably always recommend if anybody likes like a gothic fantasy type vibe with like a manor, and like, it was so good. I definitely think that one altered my brain chemistry. I really liked that book, actually. I might just feel that way because it's more fresh in my head. I think I read it September, November-ish maybe. But as of right now, when I'm making this video, it altered my brain chemistry for sure. Heated Rivalry. Okay, here's the thing. The show, I love the show so much. I read the book because I heard that the show was coming out or it was already out. I don't remember, but I obviously read the book first so that way I can like compare it to the show. And I will say this is one of the books that I think the show actually is better. I didn't really care for the book. I felt like the book jumped around a little too much, and I get that that's kind of like the plot. That's the whole point. But it just was like, it was losing me a lot. It was doing too much, like jumping around and everything, and I just like really didn't care for it as much. It was good. It was the spice was good, and like their dynamic and everything was good. I enjoyed it, but it really wasn't. I didn't like it that much compared to, like, I love the show. The show is so good. But like putting it under This Was a Choice feels kind of mean because there wasn't anything really bad about it. So I think we'll do solid, no lasting impact. House of Blight. Oh my gosh, I loved this book. I'm actually reading the arc for the second book now that comes out in April, May, June. I don't remember when it comes out, but I got the arc for the second book as well. I loved this book. This was my first 5-star of 2025, and I loved it. So I think we're going to put it here because I don't know if it would technically be God tier, but I did enjoy it so much. So, How to Kill Men and Get Away with It. Honestly, she ate. She ate. Yeah, she did eat. The book literally ate, and the female main character ate. The Hunger Games was a reread, and obviously this altered my brain chemistry because that is my childhood. It was actually for a video I did where I was rereading my childhood favorite books, but it definitely altered my brain chemistry back then, and it re-altered my brain chemistry again now. I just think it's so funny. I don't know how people could, like, love The Hunger Games and read The Hunger Games and then, like, feel a certain way about certain things in today's world. I just think that's so interesting. Like, did we read the same books? Because you claim that you love The Hunger Games and Throne of Glass and this and that, and then you're like... Anyways, Clytemnestra. She ate, I fear. Again, the book and the female main character. What a baddie. The Clique. This was another reread, and this one's kind of hard because, like, obviously I rated it purely based on nostalgia vibes, but if I was to, like, read this for the first time now, I would probably be like, what the actual hell? Obviously its target audience is like 13, 14, 15 whatever year olds, so, like, fair. So I think I'm gonna put it under This Was a Choice just because it is a crazy book, and I remember thinking that they were in high school. And I'm pretty sure when I reread the book, I was like, oh my god, they're literally in middle school. Like, the way they're, like, acting and the things that they're doing, I was like, I don't know. I don't remember, I guess, what middle school was like for me because it was so long ago. But yeah, I'm going to say This Was a Choice. The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy. Honestly, I'm going to say solid. I don't even want to say, okay, hold on, wait. I don't want to say no lasting impact because it did have a lasting impact. And I'm going to say it wasn't necessarily that great. And, like, I love the mortifying ordeals of, I can't even remember the original name. Oh my god. Draco Malfoy and the mortifying ordeals of being in love, I think. Whatever the original, I love the fanfic work, but it feels like with the rework, and maybe this is just me, maybe I'm just, like, dumb and illiterate, but it felt like, so she already was, like, creating this whole new world for obvious reasons with this whole new magic system and this whole new, like, all of these new terms and everything. But then on top of that, it felt like she was trying really, really hard to, like, she just, like, pulled out the Oxford Dictionary and was, like, trying to find every vocabulary word that she could throw in that book. I know that makes me sound so dumb, okay? But it's like, I'm already trying to learn this whole new system, and then you're using, like, the most insane words as well. Oh my god, hold on. This makes me sound so dumb. I don't mean this in a bad way. Like, I'm all for learning vocab words. It just, like, it kept taking me out of the story because I had to keep, like, being like, oh, what does this mean? What does this mean? I don't know. Listen, I'm American, okay? And she's from the UK. I'm pretty sure, like, they're smarter than us. So maybe those are just words that she casually uses in her vocabulary daily, but they definitely aren't words that I use in my vocabulary daily. So, yeah, it did leave a lasting impact. But, like, I still think I'm going to put it in solid. Oops, I grabbed the wrong book. Jurassic Island, she ate. That was such a fun book. I was trying to, like, get my dinosaur hyperfixation after reading Jurassic Park. And that's just what I found. And it was, like, it's a short story. I think it's, like, under 200 pages or something. So good. Such a good time. She ate. Ilore. I think I'm gonna put, oh my god, this feels so mean. I think I'm gonna put this under This Was a Choice. And I feel so bad because this is a, like, small local author and everything, and I wanted to love the book so bad. The prologue was so good, but I just, like, the story lost the plot. I feel like it just kind of lost me in general, and it just wasn't for me, and that's okay. The Ballad of Never After, this was for sure, I think this altered my brain chemistry. This whole series, I mean, I've only read book 1 and 2 so far, but I love it. I love Once Upon a Broken Heart so much. And the second one, oh my god, the way it ended, oh my god. I actually can't believe I haven't read the third book yet. Because in that moment, I wanted to pick it up immediately. But I think I was filming a video or something, so like I couldn't. And then I just forgot about it, but yeah. The Judgment of Paris, I'm gonna say solid. And same thing with Kiss the Villain. I actually was one of the people who enjoyed it for the most part. Like I didn't have any issues with it. But I wouldn't say that it's anything groundbreaking. It's very, very similar to all of her other stories. Credence. Do I want to put this under This Was a Choice or Trees Died for This? Let's put it under This Was a Choice, because I can see why people like it, and I can see there were parts that I was like, but also I'm like, oh wow, yeah, this was certainly a choice. Legendborn, solid, no lasting impact. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't anything like groundbreaking to me. Kiss of the Basilisk. Well, I'm gonna say Trees Died for this. I'm so sorry. I know there's some people who love this book. I did not. It felt all over the place, and it was a wild time. The ritual that she had to do. Oh my god. I feel like I'm getting like PTSD from this book. And I wanted to like it so bad because 3 of my close friends in like our little like 4-person book club, all of them loved it, I'm pretty sure. And I was like, oh, I don't want to be like the only one who doesn't like it. But then like I was like, I can't pretend anymore. Like I don't like this book. Lady of Darkness, honestly, I think I rated it maybe 3 stars because like I can see the potential, but I think I'm gonna put it under This Was a Choice if we're being completely honest. Oops, I keep grabbing the wrong book. Oh my god. I think I'm gonna put it under This Was a Choice because I just don't remember, like, I remember ending it and being like, oh wow, yeah, this wasn't really, like, it wasn't for me. Like, This Was a Choice kind of feels mean. I don't think it's necessarily at that level, but it also isn't really, like, solid, you know what I mean? Like, I need, like, an in-between of This Was a Choice and solid. Like, that's where it would go, in between those two. The Lies We Steal, I think we're gonna say solid. Murder at Holly House, Trees died for this. Trees definitely died for that one. That was like a soft DNF. I said that I might try it again next Christmas, but at this point, I don't know. I don't even know if I am. I just, like, didn't like the way the main character talked, I guess, and, like, I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. Dark Harvest. I guess I'm gonna say This Was a Choice because same thing. I feel like it would be, like, kind of in the in-between where Lady of Darkness is because it wasn't really that, like, amazing. It wasn't really great at all, but it was, like, a classic nostalgic, like, Halloween tale that, like, you would watch every year that's, like, cringy, but you still watch it every year. That's kind of like how that book felt. My Friends, I don't know if I want this. I honestly think My Friends altered my brain chemistry. Honestly, I remember, like, I felt pretty moved actually by that book. That was such a good book. And the crazy thing is that book was sent to me. I was shocked by that. A Frederick Bachman book was sent to me. That was probably my biggest accomplishment of 2025 that I honestly forgot about until now. That's crazy that I forgot about that. Oh my god, guys, we still have so far to go. Oh god. Night Shift. I think solid. Yeah, for sure. Older, I think that was also mid, you know what I mean? Like, it was fine, you know? I think that'll go under solid, too. Enemies with Benefits, Trees died for this. I'm pretty sure that was a DNF. I don't even remember why I hated it or liked it or whatever, but it just was not for me. Beautiful Fiend, She Ate, I Fear. The Book of Azrael is a 5-star. That isn't God tier. Gold Flame. Oh my gosh. The trauma that this book put me through. Oh my god. But she ate. I still have to read the 3rd one. I haven't read the 3rd one yet. But she definitely ate. God of War, low-key, I'm gonna put under This Was a Choice because that's probably my least favorite Rena Kent book. I don't know if it was just Ava, like I just didn't like her. I liked Eli for the most part, but like, I don't know. That book just wasn't my favorite out of all of them. That definitely is like my least favorite RK book so far. So, Her Soul to Take, we're gonna go with solid for sure. Heavenly Bodies, this was a 5-star for sure. The Night and the Moth, I think she 8. Keep Me, solid. Crash Landing, I do think I remember really liking that, so that'll be solid as well. Lies of My Monster, she 8, I fear. Oh god. Light Lark. Oh, hold on. My thing is overheating. I'm gonna turn this off for like 10 minutes and then we'll come back. Okay, hopefully we can get through this without it overheating again. Ugh, this camera. Anyways, Light Lark. I'm gonna say Trees Die for this. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Again, I can like see maybe why people like it, but it felt like it was going like too back and forth. I don't know. I think in the moment I was like, I remember as I was reading it, at first I was like, okay, I think I like this. And then I was like, no, I don't think I like this. Okay, I think I like this. No, I don't think I do. Like, we're just gonna do Trees Die for this. Lilac, I don't think I remember much of, actually, I think I do. Well, I don't remember anything about this book. I just remember it was like, I think they were like a rock band. They were rock stars or something. And it was like a, Polly, I'm pretty sure. I think. Who knows? I don't remember. Love Theoretically, solid. Little Stranger, I think was solid. Or was that a choice? I do. Honestly, I'm going to put this was a choice because it was enjoyable. But some of the things that happened in that book, certainly a choice. Like, how do I say this without spoiling? Somebody's potentially possibly dying, bleeding out on the floor, and then they decide to have sex on top of them or something. Anyways, Magnolia Parks. I'm gonna say, honestly, this altered my brain chemistry. Honestly, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's just because I felt like I related so much to Magnolia with what she was going through, besides, you know, being a millionaire or whatever the hell she is. I don't relate in that aspect, but I relate in like the back and forth and like the cheating and the this and that, and like, I don't know. That book definitely like hit emotions I didn't know were like raw, you know. The Midnight Library, a lot of people don't like this book for some reason. I think I'm gonna put it, I think I'm gonna put emotional 5-star because I remember like there are a lot of beautiful quotes in this book. I saw this one, I don't know if it was like a review or a comment or whatever, but someone was like, the only people that like this book are like just depressed. I was like, okay, what is wrong with that? Like, I liked the book. I thought it was a beautiful story. Like, yes, it did get repetitive. I did like, you know, we do follow kind of like the same concept for a large part of the book, but that is kind of like the overall concept of the book. It's like the entire point of the book is you're going through her trying out these different lives, you know what I mean? But I really liked it. I thought it had a lot of beautiful moments. It had a lot of beautiful quotes. It's actually a book that I do pull out every now and then, and I look at my tabs and like I'll just like find a quote and read it because I feel like the quotes like hit home, you know? Does it hurt? I'm gonna say, I think solid, or was it a choice? I think I'm gonna say this was a choice because I'm starting to notice a theme here with my this was a choice. They weren't like necessarily bad. They just were like, something really crazy happened in that book. Well, some of them were like, this was a choice because of this. But like the last couple that I've done, they were a choice because of like something so outlandish happening in that book where you're like, wow, that was certainly a choice. Onyx Storm, low-key, is this an altered brain chemistry or is it a, I think it's gonna be a 5-star that isn't God tier because I did get, you know, I did lose the plot for a little bit. She did throw a lot of names out there and new locations and things that I was like, whoa, I don't know what's going on, but it was really, really good. A Door in the Dark, Trees died for this. It was a DNF. Fall Into You. Ooh, I don't remember a single thing about that book. Enigma, I'm gonna say solid. Enchantra, I think she ate. Honestly, she ate, I fear. For Fillies and Monsters, I'm gonna say Trees died for this. I'm so sorry. Some of these feel really mean if they're like indie or something. Like I kind of like feel really guilty. Or if it's like a super popular book, I also feel really guilty. But you know what? Gotta be honest. From Blood and Ash, oh my gosh, I think this is gonna be a Altered My Brain Chemistry. It is so funny. I avoided that book for so long because I thought I was gonna hate it because there's another book by her that I hated. I like have one-sided beef with this book, and I just never really read this book, but it's been on my shelf for so long that I was like let's just read it. Let's get it off my shelf because like I'm probably not gonna like it. Then we can unhaul it. Girl, so good. I loved it. I actually have to read the second one. I think I'm going to do that this year. Gallant, I think we're going to say solid. House of War and Bone, solid. I actually really like that series. In Education in Malice, I think I'm going to put this was a choice because I don't know if I really like cared much for it, but I wouldn't say that Trees died for it. Legends and Lattes, we're going to say solid. Looking for Alaska, this was an emotional 5-star. This was another reread. I was rereading my childhood favorite books. That's definitely an emotional 5-star. Besides the fact that it is like an emotional book, it's also very nostalgic for me, so. Ooh, Morning Glory Milking Farm. This was definitely a choice. A Talent for Murder. I think we'll say solid. It's Not Summer Without You. Solid, I guess. Jurassic Park. This is going to be Altered My Brain Chemistry. I love Jurassic Park. It's been one of my favorite movies growing up. So it's really great finally being able to read the book. Iron Flame, definitely. Low-key, I might put that under She Ate, I fear. I feel like I rated it 5 stars just solely because it's part of the world. But I think Iron Flame is probably my least favorite out of them. I would say, maybe. I don't remember. I remember the second reread because I reread it obviously in 2025. I remember liking it way more the second time around than I did the first time around, but I think it'll be She Ate, I fear. Cruel King, solid. Nightshade, She Ate. Yeah, she did. Offside, I don't remember a single thing. Sorry. I think I liked it, but I don't really remember anything right now. For the Fans, I think this was an emotional 5-star. I remember, like, I think I, like, felt, you know, that emotional 5-star feeling. Love on the Brain. I don't think I liked this one. I think this is the one that just, like, started off good, and then I just got more and more irritated, and, like, the female main character just, like, wasn't very smart for being, like, a neuroscientist or whatever she is in that book. Low-key, I think I'm gonna put Trees died for this. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Allie. I swear, I've read 2 books by you that I do like. Please don't take this personal. You're literally never gonna see this video, but just in case you are. Just in case. Fearless. Guys, I'm gonna put this was a choice. I think I rated it a little higher because same thing, like if it's a series I love, it feels wrong rating it like too low because like it's still the world and the characters and everything I love, but this kind of just like didn't. I was so excited, like this was such an anticipated release for me and it just didn't do what I wanted it to do. I think it felt a little bit like a repeat of the first book, and there were just things that happened that I just don't think needed to happen, and yeah, it was a choice. Once Upon a Broken Heart. This altered my brain chemistry. We're gonna put it actually right next to the first one. I literally thought I read that in 2024. That's interesting. Of Jade and Dragons. I think She Ate. If I remember correctly, She Ate. Legendary. Emotional 5-star. Well, I don't know. Oh gosh. We're gonna say emotional 5-star. Notes on Infinity. I don't remember. I don't really remember anything about it. After Dark. I don't remember anything about it. Overruled. Honestly, I'm gonna put. I don't know, Trees Died for this feels really mean because the only reason I didn't like it is because I'm a slow burn girly and it's more of like that Insta. So I think I'm gonna put Under This Was a Choice because it's not my fault that I don't like instant love, you know? Origins of an Academy Bully, I think is this one. I finally am getting through the spin-offs and like the side stories and stuff. I finished Zodiac whenever the 9th book came out. Was it 2024? I don't remember. When the 9th book came out, I read it that week, and like that was finally me ending the entire series because I knocked out that series so fast. I was obsessed, addicted. But then by the time I was done with it, I say this multiple times, books 7, 8, and 9 were so long. I really wish that they just like took out all the filler and made it into like 1 or 2 books, because there was so much filler in those books that by the time I was done with the series, I was like, I need the longest break from you guys. Like, I love you, love the world, love the characters, but I just need a break. And also that book has so much like trauma that you have to experience that like I just needed a break. So anyways, I'm finally getting back into the world and reading all of the side stories and stuff. But I really enjoy this. I think she ate. Well, no. Yeah. She ate. She ate, I fear. Passenger Princess. I think that was cute. I think solid. Pen Pal was so much better than I expected it to be. I think I'm going to put it under She Ate because I have not been wanting to read that book because based on the cover, I thought it was a completely different story than what it was. And based on the like synopsis, I also thought it was a completely different story. That is a book that I feel like you need to go in blind, so I'm not going to say anything, but I was very pleasantly surprised. Very pleasantly surprised. It was so good, actually. Pole Position, solid. Praise, I think we're going to say solid. Pretty Monster. I'm pretty sure Trees died for this. I remember my friend and I buddy read it, and the whole time, mind you, this whole story I'm pretty sure takes over the time span of like maybe the weekend, and so much happened. Like, homegirl had like everybody in that town she was hooking up with, which go off, you know, I'm not judging, do you, but like it was just like, I don't know, like these men were ready to like, I don't know, it was just a wild story. I just remember like my friend and I just constantly talking mad shit the entire time in Fable because we have like a little buddy reading group of me and her, and it was just funny. Prey, Trees died for this. I'm so sorry, Michael. I didn't like it. I didn't like that book at all. I'm sorry. I do love some of your other books, don't worry, but Prey was not one of them. Priest. Honestly, the ending of this book pissed me off so bad that I'm gonna say Trees died for this. Cause like it was an average book, like it was fine, but then like the things that happened at the end, I was just so annoyed. Like, I just hate a really stupid miscommunication, especially one that leads to like months of not communicating. I'm just like, oh my god, I don't know. Professed, honestly, I don't really remember anything about that book. Like, I know it's a professor student, but that's like all I remember. And I think I remember like the dean or whatever he was called. I'm pretty sure he had a different name in the book. I think their school called it something else, but I remember he was like so far up their butt. I don't know. Project Hail Mary, I'm gonna put it under She Ate. I fear this is the one that I was saying, like, at the time I think I was really overwhelmed by all of like the science talk and everything, and I think it did focus a little bit too much on his communication with this other character, and I really like more of like the high stakes sci-fi books where it's like, oh, the world is ending, like I want to feel the world, like I want to feel that stress, I want to feel that anxiety and everything. And this felt more like solving and like problem solving and equations and communicating and stuff, which is totally fine. But at the moment, I think I was overwhelmed and was like, oh yeah, whatever, like 3-star. But I'm putting it there because, like I said, I cannot stop thinking about it for some reason. It kind of does live rent-free in my head, so I think that's where she belongs. The Pucking Wrong Number, I think it was solid. I don't really remember anything crazy about it, but I think it was solid. Pucking Around, she definitely ate. Yeah, she did. Shout out Kendall, because that was her recommendation, and it was great. The Queen of Nothing. I love The Cruel Prince. I think I think she ate, I fear. Whoa. Quicksilver. I think Quicksilver belongs in this Alter My Brain Chemistry. Honestly, it makes sense because when I look at these are books that I talk about a lot, or like when I see them on my shelf or like at the bookstore, I do get really excited. So like I think that is a fitting spot for them. Releasing 10. Oh god, no, that actually altered my brain chemistry. Yeah, that did. Oh gosh, Lizzie. And while we're here, we're gonna put Song of Achilles. This was a reread. I already want to reread it, which is sick. I have a problem, I know, but this was a reread because it's my favorite book of all time. So obviously it altered my brain chemistry the first time and the second time. I love that book so much. Oh my gosh. I literally want to reread it again. I know I just said that, but like I want to reread it so bad. Rebel Witch. She ate, I fear. I definitely liked the first one a lot more, but she definitely ate. Rose in Chains. I think we're going to say emotional 5-star. Or, I don't know if it's God tier. No, I don't think it's necessarily God tier. I think I did compare it too much to the auction for obvious reasons. But, it was really, really good. And I do love Julie Soto's writing. And it was a really good time. It was so close. It really was. My battery's gonna die. Oh no. Rushed. Trees died for this. It was so insta love. Like she meets this guy and like immediately like enamored, which I guess fine, like lust or whatever, but like immediately is like after this like retreat that she goes on, stays with him like for a whole nother week. Like I don't know, I loved the idea of like this retreat and like meeting this like wilderness guy and everything, but it was just like it was a short book, so I guess there wasn't much room for a slow burn. But like I literally think that my review said the book is called Rushed because that's how the love felt. Oh my god, guys, I'm sorry, I have to change my battery. It's gonna die. I knew this was gonna happen at some point in this video. Hold on. Let's see if we can knock this out because, oh my gosh, my battery's died. It already overheated. Like, let's get this knocked out. Scarlet Angel. I think this was solid, I'm pretty sure. I mean, the overall series is really good. I haven't finished it yet, but like each individual one, I can't remember like what happened in each one, if we're being honest, because I think of them as a whole. So we're gonna put this one here as well. Sidetracked, and we're gonna just put all of them together. I don't think they're in order, but that's okay. Sharp Objects. I think I'm gonna say this was a choice. I don't really remember much about it, but I remember something about the sister pissing me off. Since You've Been Gone. This was one that, again, I read from my childhood books video. So I think I'm just gonna put it under solid because it was a good time. I remember really liking it. It's like a bucket list vibe. 6 Scorched Roses. She ate, I fear. I didn't even realize I read that this year. That's crazy. Skin of a Sinner. Solid. Slewfoot. I think Slewfoot definitely altered my brain chemistry. She definitely does live rent free in my head. I really, really loved that story. It's another one, kind of like Hazelthorn. I'll put them next to each other. I recommend that one also if you love like a kind of like gothic fantasy type vibe. Like it's more like witchy, but I loved it. So Not Meant to Be. We're gonna say solid. Sounds Like Love. I thought that was so cute. Solid. Get in My Swamp. This was a choice. Reading it was a choice too. And you were gonna put, oh wait, that one I think is Stay in My Swamp. This one's Get in My Swamp. I did in fact read both 1 and 2, so that was definitely a choice on my part as well. The Strawberry Patch Pancake House, I think solid. I think that was really, really cute. I really liked the single father aspect in that one. I like him bonding with his daughter, I believe. It was really, really cute. Summer in the City, I did arc read, and like low-key, I actually really liked it. So I'm going to put solid because I think the romance aspect was really, really cute. I definitely like her romance more than I like her fantasy. Sunrise on the Reaping, definitely altered my brain chemistry. Definitely. We're going to put it right next to Hunger Games. Yeah. Oh my god. Hey, Mitch. Ugh. Taming 7. I think we're going to put emotional 5-star because it didn't have the same impact that all of the other Boys of Tommen had. And I think it's because of Claire. Obviously, I love Gibbsy and what happens at the end of that book and everything is insane. But Claire just kind of like annoyed me the entire time. Like she had funny moments, don't get me wrong, but she annoyed me. Teacher's Pet, solid. I don't remember a single thing about this book. The Hunted series. I don't know why all of a sudden like half the images you can't like read what they're saying. That One Night. I think I'm just gonna put solid. It was a prequel to Pucking Around. It just follows her meeting Jake, I think it was, and like their one night stand and everything. The Ever King. I'm gonna put this was a choice. It wasn't a favorite of mine, honestly. The Fault in My Stars, we're gonna put emotional 5-star. It was for the nostalgia, and it is an emotional book, you know what I mean? Like, come on, everybody knows what The Fault in Our Stars is. The Lost Sisters. This is such a hard one to rate because, like, Holly Black did really good at writing it. I love the world. I love Holly Black, but I freaking hate Taryn, and this entire book just felt like Taryn making excuses. So, like, is it bad if I put it under Trees Died for this? I'm so sorry. This is literally nothing against Holly Black. I just don't like Taryn, okay? The Lost World, I think 5 stars. It's not God tier. It's not like the first book, but it was so good still. The Nanny was just solid. The Nightmare Man, low-key, I don't actually remember much about that book. Trees Died for this, I think, for the pairing. Oh my god, this feels so mean. This feels so mean. I wanted to love it. I wanted to love it so bad, but again, I go into detail why I didn't like it in my last video, but it didn't do it for me. The Poisoner, oh, I guess solid. The Reunion, we'll say solid. The Ritual, solid, I guess. Yeah, I'd say solid. The Rose Bargain, I think altered my brain chemistry. I loved it. I loved it so much. I read it so fast. I was like enamored. It gave me the Cruel Prince vibes and Bridgerton. I think that's kind of like how it's advertised. But that is exactly, like, that is the perfect way to describe it. Like, oh my god, it was so good. The Silence of the Girls, I think we'll say solid. Summer of Broken Rules is solid. The Summer I Turned Pretty is solid. That's another one where I think the show actually was better than the books, because the books kind of gave like nothing. Low-key, like, they're fine, but like I'm glad that they took the liberties that they did take in the show. The Third Gilmore Girl, solid. The Wastelander was solid. The Mountain Is You, I'd say solid. Oh my god, I feel like I'm just like throwing them all in here, but I swear that's like just how they all felt. They Never Learned, she ate. She definitely ate. I liked that book a lot. Three Woman, solid. Throne of Glass, we're obviously going to put in, I don't know if I would say alter my brain chemistry, if we're being honest. I think it's gonna go here, 5-star, but I don't think it was like a god tier. I remember really enjoying finishing it, but it's not at that point where it like lives rent-free in my head. I think I still prefer Crescent City 1 and low-key like ACOTAR so far. Maybe it's because ACOTAR is like one of the first few books. Like Zodiac Academy is like what got me back into reading in like 2023, I think, something like that. And then I think I went from that to Dark Olympus and then ACOTAR. So like it was still in the very beginning of like getting back into reading. So I think it just holds a special place in my heart because of that, but we'll see. We'll see as like I get further in the Throne of Glass series, like it might change. Throttled was solid. The Time Machine, low-key, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really remember. I remember it being fine in the moment, but I can't really tell you much that happened in that book now. Truth or Dare, I think, was cute if I remember, so we'll say solid. TTFN. This was another reread for that childhood book video I did. And like, it was like nostalgic. I know I keep saying that about those books, but like, I think we're just gonna put it on This Was a Choice, because it was kind of like, you know. Twisted Lies was another reread. Honestly, I just missed Christian Harper, and I was just like, you know what, like, let's just reread him. A Stark View, she ate. She definitely ate. Oof. Sorry, but Trees Died for this. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, here's the thing. We Were Liars. I am going to put in Trees Died for this because I DNF'd it. I could not get down with the writing style. It was irritating me. I could not get into it. Then I watched the show, and I have never had a show probably hit me as hard as that show did. Like, I could see edits on TikTok now, and I'll start crying because that was just like, going to it blind was absolutely insane. And now I'm like, well, I kind of want to reread it, but I still don't know if I'm gonna like the writing style. Like, I thought maybe about audiobooking it, but I don't know. I didn't really like the writing style, I guess, of it. I couldn't get into it. It felt like, I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. When the Moon Hatched. I think we're gonna say emotional 5 stars. I think if you would have asked me months ago, I would have put it in This Altered My Brain Chemistry, but I don't know if I still feel that way about it. I don't think about it as much anymore as I thought I would have thought about it. I don't know if that made any sense, but it made sense to me. Wild Love and Wild Eyes. I think she ate. I think I remember really, really liking these. And lastly, You Exist Too Much. I think we're gonna say solid. I know I knocked out those last like 20 or whatever so fast, but I just didn't want to keep everybody here longer than we need to and my thing overheat again. So anyways, this is my ranking. I'm going to go through slowly one more time so you can see. I'm just going to kind of scroll. Wow. That's crazy. So if you guys did enjoy this video, you already know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, the bell button next to it. That way you're notified whenever I do post. And we're just going to end this right here, right now. We don't need to make this any longer than it needs to be. So I will see you guys next week. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.